Have you ever wondered what's worse, being betrayed, or simply being forgotten? Let me tell you a story about that kind of slow, invisible heartbreak. My name is Ethan. I'm 42 now, though most days I feel older than that. I was married to Claire for 13 years, though lately, it's strange saying was married. Still gets caught on my tongue. When I met Claire, she lit up every room she walked into. She was vibrant, sharp-witted, always laughing. She made you feel like you were the only person that mattered in the world. Me. I wasn't the loudest or the flashiest. I worked with my hands, owned my own small plumbing business, had a steady income, didn't owe anyone a dime. Kept things simple. She once told me she liked that about me, called me her steady harbor. And for a while we were good. Not just physically but emotionally. We stayed up late binge-watching shows, took spontaneous weekend road trips, sent those playful flirty texts during work hours. We had that spark that you think will never fade. But love doesn't always burn out in a dramatic blaze. Sometimes, it just goes quiet. Started slowly, somewhere around year 7. First I didn't notice it. She'd come home from work. She worked in education, so she always had some new project or school board meeting to stress about. She'd say she was tired, plop down on the couch, and scroll her phone for hours. The first few times I came up behind her to kiss her neck, she brushed me off, lightly at first. Thought she was just stressed. Work could do that to anyone. But it kept happening. I'd cook dinner, fold laundry, even draw her bath some nights. I thought maybe if I kept showing love, it would circle back. Didn't. Soon the kisses turned into polite pecks. The hugs became quick sidearm squeezes, like the kind you give a distant relative at a funeral. Our bedroom turned cold like we were just roommates. One night I couldn't take it anymore. I asked her as gently as I could, "Claire, do you ever miss us?" She barely looked up from her phone, gave me a weak smile and said, "I'm just not feeling it these days." It's not you. But these days turned into months. I wasn't chasing fireworks. I just wanted to feel like a husband again. Like a man who mattered in his own home. But every time I tried, whether it was a compliment, a light touch, or even just holding her gaze, I was met with a wall. Not anger, not even annoyance. Just indifference. One weekend, desperate, I booked a cabin by the lake. Planned everything. Packed the car, brought her favorite wine. Thought maybe nature could help us reconnect. We sat by the fire under the stars. She spent most of the night scrolling her phone, texting God knows. And when I tried to pull her close, she didn't even look at me. She just muttered, "Can you not? I just want to be left alone." That night, something inside me cracked. Not from anger. From clarity. I wasn't just rejected physically. I was being erased emotionally. After that I stopped trying. Out of spite. Maybe. Out of self-preservation. Definitely. Each rejection chipped away at me, until I felt like a ghost haunting my own house. I stayed. Because that's what we're taught, right? Men don't run. We hold it down. We fix the pipes, mow the lawn, pay the mortgage, ask how her day was, even if we're dying inside. Then came that night. It was a plain Thursday evening. She was curled up on the couch watching her crime shows. I sat down beside her. Not even close, just nearby. "Can we talk after this episode?" Yes. She paused, sighed loud like I was ruining her life and said, "What now?" Kept my voice calm. "I miss us. I miss feeling close to you." She didn't flinch. Didn't soften. She looked me square in the eye and said, completely flat, "I have no desire for that anymore. Not with you." Just like that. No hesitation. No regret. Like she was telling me we were out of bread. I didn't speak. I sat there, heart racing, staring at her face, searching for some flicker of love. Nothing. She just turned back to the TV and unmuted it. That was the moment I knew it was over. Not just the marriage, but me inside it. I stood up quietly, walked to the bedroom, grabbed my old gym bag, stuffed in some clothes, a phone charger, my toothbrush, and walked out. No words. No slam doors. She didn't even ask where I was going. I drove to my buddy Jared's place. slept on his couch. When he asked what happened, I said simply, "She doesn't want me. I'm done." It wasn't a movie moment. No screaming, no rain pouring down dramatically. Just stillness. Me. And in that silence, I realized I'd been trying to revive a love that died years ago. There's no handbook for leaving a marriage with no smoking gun. No cheating. No abuse. Just slow, quiet neglect. But that neglect, it kills you too, sometimes even worse because there are no bruises to prove it. I didn't leave because I stopped loving her. I left because I finally accepted. She stopped loving me long before I had the courage to see it. As I loaded my bag into the truck, something unexpected happened. "Ethan, wait." Turned. It was Sarah, Claire's best friend. She pulled up in her car, wearing pajamas and flip-flops, face flushed. She ran up to my window. "Where are you going?" she asked breathlessly. Could have driven off. Should have. But something in her eyes made me pause. It wasn't just concern. It was knowing. I lowered the window. "Claire told me she doesn't want me anymore," I said flatly. "So I left." Sarah looked away, biting her lip. Then she sighed and said something that stunned me. "I figured it would come to this sooner or later." Blinked. "What do you mean?" She hesitated, then leaned against the truck, arms crossed. "She's been talking about you differently for a long time," she admitted. "Complaining. Saying you were too soft, too available, that you wanted her attention too much." I stayed silent, letting the words sink in. "She told me she missed the thrill of being chased," Sarah continued. "Said you were too steady. I told her she was lucky. But she just laughed it off." Hit me like a punch to the chest. "She ever tell you about that night we drank wine at my place?" Sarah asked quietly. "She said you were too nice. That she